Hey there. So, you're probably wondering why I would say that grief is here to help you, not hurt you, especially when you're going through all kinds of terrible pain. Well, I discovered this after quite a few months of agony. I was in so much pain that I was seeking out someone to help me. And I don't know, I looked around, I talked to people, I read some books, and it was a lot of information about, grief just being um, something that you're going to learn to live with, that you can carry it with you and you'll just get used to it. And I don't know why I kept getting that message over and over, but it was a little horrifying. And so if you're hearing that message, I'm here to tell you that that's not exactly how it is. And it can be misinterpreted. So, what I found out is that grief really is a way that helps guide us to our healing. And the way that it does that is it points to circumstances, um, events, memories, emotions that need to be embraced and healed. And and so, I'll give you an example. Um, we all talk about these grief bursts that happen. Um, my husband had, before he passed away, he was so happy. We had sold the ranch. We were getting ready to retire. And he had bought this beautiful Ford truck. And for a rancher farmer guy that raised cattle, this was his pride and joy. And it was silver. And I helped him pick it out. And one day when I was sitting and waiting to get some Chinese food, I looked over and I seen out of the corner of my eye a Ford silver truck, just like that one. It was a Ford F-350 truck. And it pulled up and it parked, and it just gutted me. I didn't know what I was going to do because I was in a public place and I didn't really feel like I should be crying. But fortunately, not long before that, I had signed up with a grief coach, and she had mentioned that when those emotions come, they have to be dealt with. But we don't necessarily have to deal with them right at that particular moment, but they do have to be dealt with. And so what I did was I kind of, put them into what we call a waiting room. And what she said is just, use your imagination. You're going to put that emotion there. You're going to let it know that you're going to revisit it later. And I got through. I got my Chinese food. I went home. I ate my supper. But that night before I went to bed, I brought back up that circumstance. And I just allowed myself to think about it again, what had happened. And I brought up that emotion. And I could bring it up again now, probably if I worked at it a little bit. But what it does is it allows you to release that pain. And the problem I think with that a lot of people have with grief is that that pain starts to arise and we panic because we don't want that to come, or we feel guilty, or we feel a little bit bad about the fact that that I don't want to cry in front of people. I want to be strong for my kids or my family. We get those kinds of ideas in our head. But the best thing is to allow that to come up. And so I allowed it to come up. And one of the really great things that I learned to do was write. And I know not everybody is a writer. I get that. I wasn't a writer either. At least I didn't think so. I didn't spend a lot of time writing. I was a principal, so I did have to write some stuff down for sure. And I did have to write in a monthly newsletter for the school. But this helped me get my thoughts down and out where I could see them. And I think speaking does it too. And I'm sure that drawing or painting or even just going for a walk and ruminating on those thoughts will help bring those emotions up where you can feel them and see them and think about them. And then when you do that, it's so it makes you feel lighter. As long as you're doing it and not feeling guilty, because that's the kicker here. So if we're just allowing the emotions to come up and we're allowing ourselves with lots of love and compassion to just have those feelings, then we can lighten our load a bit. And that was the secret for me. It was just the beginning, but it was huge for me to recognize that. And my fear of crying in front of other people was big. And it was a fear that I had even to go to a grief coach. I only went to the grief coach because I didn't know what else to do. I was so distraught. And so I just want you to know that is probably one of the biggest things, is that we need to embrace that grief when it comes, because it is what is going to help us heal. And I have a lot more to share with you about what I've learned through all of my interviews, through my own experience. And I'm still learning because I have a podcast now and I'm interviewing more and more people. I want to share it all with you so that you can have these tools, so that you can take them with you. I'm sending you so much love, and I will be sending some more information soon. So we'll see you in another video. Bye for now.